It was a day the world had been waiting for, yet no one truly believed it could happen. Somewhere in the vast deserts of Texas, a rocket stood tall against the morning sun, its engines humming with raw power, carrying not just metal and fuel, but the audacious dream of touching the moon. This was not just another launch, this was history in motion, a gamble of human ambition, vision, and courage. And as the countdown began, millions across the world held their breath, knowing that the outcome would define the future of space exploration forever. If you like the videos of the World Archive, please be sure to like, comment, and share. Inside the control center, Elon Musk paced back and forth, his eyes fixed on the giant screens that displayed telemetry data, weather reports, and every conceivable parameter of the launch. The room buzzed with nervous energy. Engineers whispered to each other in rapid-fire technical terms, their fingers flying across keyboards, checking calculations, confirming sequences. SpaceX had pulled off incredible feats before, but this, sending the first privately built rocket to the moon, was unprecedented. Elon paused, letting the moment sink in. He had dreamed of this since childhood, a boy in South Africa staring at the stars and imagining what lay beyond them. Every failure, every late-night calculation, every argument with engineers and investors had led to this single moment. If the launch failed, the world would laugh. If it succeeded, humanity would never be the same again. The countdown clock hit T-10 seconds. The crowd at the viewing area outside the launch complex went silent. The roar of the engine slowly built, vibrating through the desert sands, through the very bones of those watching. "Ignition," came the voice from the main console, steady, controlled, professional. Then, with a thunderous roar that seemed to shake the sky itself, the rocket lifted off the ground. Dust and smoke exploded outward, and the crowd gasped as the giant machine climbed higher and higher, defying gravity and skepticism alike. Millions more watched from home, streaming the live feed across continents. People in living rooms, offices, and classrooms sat in rapt attention, eyes glued to the screens. Some had followed SpaceX since its early days, when Elon's ideas seemed absurd: reusable rockets, commercial spaceflight, colonizing Mars. Others had only recently tuned in, skeptical of yet another tech billionaire's dream. But now, as the rocket ascended, even the skeptics felt a shiver of awe. Up above, the rocket soared through the atmosphere, a silver streak against the blue. Sensors relayed data in real time, monitoring engine performance, fuel consumption, and trajectory. Every system had been triple-checked, every contingency planned for. Yet despite all preparation, the launch carried a weight of unpredictability. Space was unforgiving. A single miscalculation could spell disaster. Hours passed, yet it felt like seconds. The rocket reached orbit around the Earth, and then, with a precise burn of its engines, it set course for the moon. Mission Control erupted in cautious celebration. Engineers clapped, some with tears in their eyes, while Elon allowed himself a rare, fleeting smile. He knew the hardest part was not over. The rocket had to survive the harsh vacuum of space, navigate the delicate gravitational pull of the moon, and execute a flawless landing. As the Earth receded into the distance, a brilliant blue marble suspended in the black void, the astronauts on board, or rather the highly sophisticated AI systems piloting the craft, began to make adjustments. SpaceX had innovated beyond anything NASA had ever attempted in the private sector. Autonomous landing systems, AI-driven trajectory corrections, and a communication network capable of transmitting real-time data across hundreds of thousands of miles. The world watched in silent anticipation as the rocket approached the moon, its surface slowly resolving into craters, ridges, and plains that had fascinated humans for millennia. The first touchdown attempt was tense. The engines fired, thrusters adjusting minutely to counter the moon's lower gravity. Dust billowed around the landing site, creating ghostly clouds illuminated by the harsh sunlight. For a moment, everyone in mission control held their breath, watching the descent like a collective heartbeat. Then, with a soft jolt and a low rumble, the rocket landed. Smoothly, perfectly, against all odds, SpaceX had done it. Cheers erupted in the control center, spilling out into the desert and across the globe. News anchors struggled to contain their excitement. Social media exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide. Moon Landing 2.0, they called it. Yet amid the celebration, Elon remained thoughtful, already envisioning the next steps: lunar exploration, sustainable habitats, and ultimately a path to Mars. This landing was not the destination, it was the beginning. From that day forward, the world looked at space differently. No longer was it solely the realm of government agencies or distant dreams. Private ambition had proved it could reach the moon, that humanity could extend its footprint beyond Earth. And in living rooms, classrooms, and offices around the world, a new generation looked up at the night sky and dared to dream bigger than ever before.